Okay, so Bitcoin is now trading at $62,000. This is pretty nuts because 4 days ago, it was the monthly close and I made a video. We were at 73,000. The monthly closed red and I said we're probably going lower. And now 4 days later, here we are $10,000 lower. So this is such a crazy thing about these markets. And the longer you spend in markets, the more you understand that these kind of things can happen. The first time it happens, it's pretty nuts. Over time, you see this more and more in lower time frames, also in higher time frames. This is a classic, what they call the stairs up and the elevator down. So they spend weeks and weeks, it was literally almost 3 months, of sideways and a grind higher. Super slow, super boring, chop, wicks. Eventually it took us from 60,000 to 83,000. And then in a matter of like 1 week, it completely undid everything. So they took forever to go up the stairs and then one time elevator straight down, as you can see here on this chart. And this has been the expectation. You can go and look back on my previous posts and channels. I've been saying we are still in a bear market. That means that we are making lower highs, and if that does indeed happen, so every time it makes a lower high, the continuation is a lower low, and it continues lower. And the technical target has been the 60,000, which hasn't been swept yet. And we want to see the price go below there to take the liquidity, to take the stops. And then it's going to be a question of what happens next, because we have seen such a fast sell-off. And this is one of those things that can also happen in these bear markets. It's weeks and weeks of chop and sideways, slow grind higher, then like 1 or 2 weeks of a massive leg down, massive sell-off. We basically sold off $20,000 in the price of Bitcoin, 25% in less than 2 weeks. And then we probably get weeks and weeks of chop until the end of the bear market. So you can see over here, this is also just a bit of a different view, the weekly chart. Number one, as long as we're below the 50-week simple moving average here in blue, we're technically in a bear market or a high time frame bear trend. Let's call it that. And that's been the case here since the end of last year, since November. I called this, I said we broke below here. We're now in a bear trend. And until the price actually gets back above this 50-week moving average with a weekly close above it, there is no point in talking about any bull market. The bull market is not here. It only comes back here once we reclaim it. And it happens every single bull market. And it just usually takes at least a year of bear market. And then we probably have several months of chop, sideways movement before we get any sort of new bull market. So the 4-year cycle is still repeating, which means that until proven different, until we get reclaimed this 50-week moving average, the trend is down and the bottom probably only comes in Q4. Okay, I'll be repeating myself over and over. This is probably going to be one of the last high time frame videos I'm going to make in a while, maybe for a week or two. I suspect it's going to get pretty boring. So you can see here the principles remain the same. And the reason why I'm making these videos is just to be able to try and help as many people as possible not get wrecked. Because like clockwork, we had 3 months of price moving higher, we got above 80,000 and everyone starts getting bullish. The bottom is in, this time is different, we're going higher. No, we're not. So 2 things you need to know that will help you. That's pretty much all you need to know. Number 1 is the market structure. Number 2 is the 50 SMA. So below the 50 SMA, anyone can see this, very easy. Market structure means the technical definition of a market, a bear and a bull trend. So in a bull market, we keep making higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Until that changes, then it reverses into the bear market structure. So it makes a low, it makes a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and now again we made a lower high, and that means that in a bear trend, the continuation, the expectation is now a lower low, which we are about to get. So the whole question is, from here, what happens next? And you can also very clearly see here, so this previous support here, which was support in the bull trend, has now become resistance in the bear trend. So right now, until we get above at least the May high, 83,000, so we need to get above here, and then we need to get above here, there's absolutely no question about whether we're in a bull market. We're not. We're in a bear trend, and this is likely still going lower. Now, the next targets are obviously this low over here at about 49,000. That is probably the next target over here. We have, of course, the $60,000 low, which we are very, very close to. So This is probably a level where maybe we can expect a bounce. I don't know, maybe it bounces a little bit more. We have to also keep in mind what we want to look for is we want to look for a bullish RSI divergence on the higher time frames like this weekly chart. You can see here the previous bear market low came over a period of, you can see, June to December. So basically a 5-month period where the price just kept grinding lower. The RSI put in a higher low that made a bullish RSI divergence, and then after that, when we reclaimed the 50 SMA, then it started the new bull market. So you can see here it might be a little bit too early to tell, and keep in mind, one of the tricky things is that you can get like a 3 thrust divergence, so 3 lows. It doesn't always have to be 2. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. So you can start to see here, maybe we can argue that this might be forming a bullish RSI divergence here a little bit already, but it's still way too early to tell in my opinion, and we have to wait for the weekly close, and it could still easily do something like that. So again, from here, we have to take it level to level. We got a really big move right now with this $20,000 drop. And this is also not a point, by the way, guys. Like, you see this, it's dropped $20,000. This is not the point where you start like max shorting with big size, because it can easily rebound $5 or $10 or maybe even $15,000 over the coming weeks. And if you short the bottom after such a big move, you get wrecked again. By the way, why I'm saying 60K could potentially be a bottom, if we look over here on the 4-hourly chart on our central command terminal with our cheat code overlays, which is 100% free, details in the description down below. I recommend, if you haven't signed up to this yet, it's free. Go follow the details, the description, and go and sign up, play around with this, because it's super, super useful. So you can see here, we put this overlay here on the 4-hour Bitcoin chart, and you can see 60K low. This was a previous one in Feb. Then we spent months chopping sideways. But with this overlay, and specifically what this is, it's the EMA ribbon, the Mayer multiple, and the rainbow deviation here on the smart overlays. You can see we are approaching that same kind of level, and just from looking at normal charts without any overlays, that's the target, right? Like I said, 60K, sweeping the low, it takes the liquidity, that's the technical objective. But now, as you can see, we are also approaching the bottom here of this band, which usually is pretty much the extreme of a move that it can do. Plus, if we add in the range deviation, you can see here also it's starting to turn blue here at the bottom. So I think in the short term, we might, if we see like a sweep of 60K, even if it's a wick, right? Like, let's say it goes to 59.5 or 59, 58.5, something like that, and then it sweeps back above 60, that might give us a long entry back as a mean reversion, back to the middle over here, maybe back to anywhere between like 70 and 75. It is a possibility before maybe then continuing and going down below 50. So as it's sort of like next trade, in terms of a swing trade, that's probably the next one that I'm looking for. But again, it's a big if. You have to wait for the confirmation, because if say your strategy does implode or something big goes wrong, we might just drop straight from 60K to like 40K. Okay, so that is the danger. You have to look at the confirmation. You have to manage your risk with any sort of trade. But based on kind of the indicators, and if nothing blows up, like nothing goes extremely crazy, then this is probably a high probability that we do get some sort of mean reversion after we've taken the 60K low. The time to short was at the high probability, like support resistance, 80,000, 82,000, somewhere over there. And this is probably a place where you start considering potentially hedging, taking some partial profits. It depends on your strategy, if you have a long-term swing. But I mean, if you caught a $10,000 or $20,000 move, this is probably a pretty obvious place where you want to start taking some potential profits. But again, if, and this is a downside risk here in crypto, there is massive contagion risk and single party risk. In the previous cycle, it started out with Terra Luna, all the leverage, it got wiped out, it was a scam. Luna went overnight basically to zero. Then we had, as a result of that, we had 3 Arrows Capital, the hedge fund that collapsed. Then we had all the scams that were running basically throughout the bull market that you don't notice because there's fresh money flowing in. So in the bull market, nothing really goes bust, even if it is technically a scam or whatever. So we saw then in the bear market after the Luna collapse, we saw the yield platforms like Celsius, like Voyager, they all got wrecked because they had exposure. And also they were doing all sorts of stuff where they were offering yield and it wasn't possible to get yield. So that whole Ponzi collapsed, and then it led to the snowball down until the final capitulation where FTX was the absolute bottom, where what they were doing with messing around with customer funds and whatever the case was, that all imploded. And that ultimately marked the low here, which you can see over here in November of 2022. So we have the same tail end risks here, and we haven't seen any of that stuff happen. We might actually be starting to see this right now with Michael Saylor's whole financial engineering empire that he's built, where he's selling shares and preferred stock, and then he's created all these products like Stretch that offers dividends, but he has a dividend obligation, and that was supposed to be pegged at 100, but now it's already dropped to like 94. And if Strategy, who owns almost 4% of the Bitcoin supply, has to start selling 1 or 2% of that entire Bitcoin supply, can you imagine what that's going to do to the market? And what other treasury companies like Metaplanet, and then we have Tom Lee with Bitminer in Ethereum, who has a similar situation. So there are several very large players who have very, very big bets. And if they are forced to sell, or they change their mind, or they decide to voluntarily sell, even if it's a small percentage, it's going to spook the market. And we could, before you know it, drop from 60K to 50K or 40K or 30K very, very quickly. That is the downside risk. And we are now approaching what has historically been the final half of the bear market. We're about 50%, just over 50% into this time-wise, where the bottom is supposed to come based on the 4-year cycle somewhere in Q4, so October, November, December. So as we get closer and closer to that, and as the time in the bear market continues, the risk of those collapses become higher. People start to struggle. They can't take the pressure anymore. They can't keep the Ponzi afloat anymore, and things start to collapse, and there's like a domino effect, because who knows who has exposure to what and how much leverage they have and what obligations they have. And once once the tide goes down, you can see who's swimming naked, as they say, and then everyone gets wrecked. So we're at a point here, we're short term. If we sweep 60,000, I think we could maybe see some relief technically, but on the higher time frame, this is still perfectly a bearish trend. At this moment, anything below 83,000 is just bearish. And you have to also keep in mind what happened in the previous cycles. Bitcoin dropped 86% in 2018, I believe, or 2014. Last cycle, it was 77%. So far, it's only been 50%. So we could literally go as low as the 2022 lows. In case of maybe an extreme collapse with Strategy or some other big player that becomes a forced seller, and maybe the stock market reverses and starts a bear trend or a correction there, it's possible that in the next 6 months we go a lot lower. And whether it's going to be 50K or 40 or 30 or 20 or 10, I don't know. That's why we follow the charts. And I don't think there is any hurry at all to start calling for a bull market. There is plenty of time. As you can see over here in the previous cycle, just wait for the reclaim. And here, even if you didn't get the exact bottom at 16,000, you could have gotten in around about the low 20,000s, 22, 24,000, and you would have still had a massive run to the upside. And there will still be a chance. Like, there's no rush. It's probably going to take months before this reverses. And even if it reverses, you're better off waiting for the reversal and catching the confirmation than it is trying to long here at 60,000 and it ends up going to 20,000, and then you're down, huge amounts of money. So I just wanted to make this update video because we've just seen this massive progression in the past week where we've just dropped massive amounts. And I think also, like I said, it becomes very, very boring, right? You get these periods like a big impulse down, weeks of chop, impulse down, weeks of chop, final impulse down, more and more chop. That's completely what I expect. So that's where we're at. And I don't think we're at any hurry whatsoever to be bullish here. Again, also, it does not mean short right here at 62. No, because now the risk reward is terrible, right? Like if you short here, it can bounce back to 72,000 next week. and then you get wrecked if you're doing any sort of leverage. So now you just have to be patient, and if you're doing any sort of like short-term trading, well, you have to wait and see. Do we sweep 60,000 and maybe we get an entry here to long it back to like 70 or 75? Or do we sweep it, consolidate below, and get another low down and capitulation, and then kind of put in a bottom like that? Something like that is also possible. So I think now, at this point in time, the big move just played out, and there's no real swing opportunities now. So either we wait for another grind back up at some point, which will probably take several weeks. Maybe we get one more chance later this month or in the next few months. But the further on we get into the bear market, the less likely it becomes to get a good swing short, because the majority of the move is already played out, right? Like if we're already at 50,000 or 40,000, at that point, any swing shorts are just more dangerous, because the downside becomes a lot more limited versus getting in like way at the top of the bull market, right? Or even here at 83,000. Like you don't really want to be taking swing shorts here. And if you end up missing and there's no real swing shorts to be taken, well, you know, then we can wait, and we can wait for the bottom. At this point, it's probably about 6 months away, maybe 7 months away, we'll see. And then it becomes a time to start loading up on spot again for the potential upside. But before we get a raging bull market and stuff like that, you know, it could be a year, 2, 3 years even this time around. I don't know. We'll take it as it comes. And in the short term, there's obviously trades to be made. There's rebounds to be taken also. Like I said, if we sweep 60K, go below it and get back above, maybe you can take a long and you can target a rebound that'll probably go up several $1,000s, maybe $5,000 to $10,000 back up. At some point that will happen again. So anyway, big updates. This is still how I see it. I will warn and I will share when I think the bottom is in, and when I think it's a good time, when I'm going to start accumulating spot. I've been waiting all this time. So far I've been right. I'm just following the charts here. Okay, it's not about me being right. It's here, how do we best interpret the charts? The price action is all that matters. Look at the market structure, look at the key moving averages, look at the high time frame, and then simply just base analysis on that. Trades, direction, all of that kind of stuff is based around all of that. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, share this on your social media platforms if you can, and leave a comment. It all helps get out to more people, and I'll see you in the next video.